Thing I didn't know before I got married, that it was that being married is like a flex. I didn't know. I never really thought about those things. I remember one day, me and my wife, we went to a baby shower, and then one of my aunts, I don't know if she's being shady or not, but y'all could tell me. She's like, "Hey, Travis, who is this? So this is your baby mother?" I said, "No, it's my wife." And she was like, "Really?" And she was like really impressed. And I'm just like, "Yeah, it's my wife. No, it's not my baby mother. It's my wife." But even other places where I go and, yo, that's your girl? Nah, that's my wife. Or are you in a relationship? Yeah, I'm married. Or if they just see my ring, yo, you married? Yeah, yeah. It's like you get like another level of respect of being like a married man. You know what I'm saying? It's like another level of maturity. You're not like some little nigga or some boy, that grown man, nigga. I'm married, bro. You feel me? I don't know. It's just a different tone, you know? When I call my wife, other girls are looking like, you just call her wife? Like, that's what I call her wife. But it's just, I feel like that word and, wife is just, there's like a power in there, you know? It's kind of hard to explain it, but it's just one of those things. So whenever we're out and, I address her as that's my wife, it's just a different level of respect that you get, you feel me? I'm not pushing anybody to get married. I'm just talking about my own experience. But, sometimes just being committed to something, it'll just help you go further, you feel me? And when you're married, you get locked in with that person where you can have that teammate that'll help you get to the destination that you want to go faster. You feel what I'm saying? My favorite thing to do is get money. And once I got with my wife, my income like went up by 10, from even before we were married, but we were just so locked in with each other that whatever I was doing, she was willing to help me do it too. Like when I used to sell CDs, she was there burning my CDs. If she's not home, she'd burn the CDs all day in the room for me. You feel me? Anything I'm doing, she's willing to help me do the same shit too. When I didn't have no money and there was COVID unemployment, she was giving me her unemployment. When she was getting taxes and I wasn't getting no taxes, she was giving me her taxes. You feel me? When you got that person that's locked in with you, it's gonna help you go that much further. So stop being afraid. You feel me? Stop being afraid of being commitment, because nobody can tell what's gonna happen tomorrow but God. So if you're being afraid of what's gonna go wrong, stop being a pussy, man. Just go for it, and then things will just all work out in your favor. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to love, y'all. Let's get it.
Hey, shout out to the content creator. What a powerful video, man. And I've always been an advocate of anyone who wants to be married. Because again, I'm married myself, right? Man, I want to touch on a couple powerful things that he definitely touched on. One is just being married has a different level of respect, a way different tonality, a way different viewpoint. And he was making light of it, but when he say like wife, there's power in that, right? Or if you're out in public, people be like, man, you married? And it's just like they're surprised because it's so covenant, it's so rare now, in a sense of like what the conversation is now and the approach and how people view marriage and things like that. I don't want to say people view marriage everybody don't view marriage in a negative way. I think it's so many bad marriages that's happened that it's scaring people off. So if you're in a marriage and you're like, yeah, I love my wife, we have a great relationship, people are like, what? It's kind of taboo now. And so I just think I think he touched on a real good point to say that there's power in saying that you're married and there's a different level of respect. I also know that there are a lot of great benefits, especially on the man side, if you're married. Let's say you're in a career, right? And you're looking to move up and you in a room full of people and you have your wife with you. It gains so much respect with other men when you say, hey, yeah, this is my wife. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, they look at you differently in the sense of, okay, hey, man, here's a man who can lead a household. So if he can lead a household, then he can probably lead a team. He can probably lead a department. He can probably lead a division. He can probably lead, any type of team that we put in him for he can make certain decisions because here's someone who is staying committed to him. And, that's his lifestyle versus somebody who's single. They're going to think, man, this guy's just a player. He may be a great salesman. He may be a great, individual contributor, but he couldn't lead a team. And again, that's not true for all situations, but the thought does cross. Like, if we put him in position, will he want to flirt with the women? Will he be committed to the role a certain way? It's so many benefits and so many viewpoints when you're a married man and how people respect you, not only in career, but just in everyday life. Also, he was talking about the commitment part. A lot of people don't commit to anything. A lot of people are very short-sighted. A lot of people, love instant gratification versus delayed gratification. Everything you do in this life is going to command some type of work ethic, right? It's going to take work to build anything. And just, I think nowadays, people just not willing to put forth the effort. Again, I love being married, right? Especially when you have the right one in your corner. He talked about that, right? The content creator, he touched on that, saying, hey, you benefit so much and you go longer or you go further, you gain more by being married with somebody. There's this quote out there that says, hey, if you want to go faster, go alone. But if you want to go further, go with a team. Let me say that again. If you want to go faster, go alone, right? If you want to go further, then go with a team. And that's just so important, especially, like I said, for married men. We understand this. A lot of us, maybe not even, on the front surface, but maybe subconsciously, I think we understand that if we want to build a legacy, we want to build something, meaning like a family, a lifetime of just, I don't know, like I said, a legacy. It takes, you do need a wife for that. You do need a queen for that. You can be a king, but man, what's a king? What's a kingdom without a queen there to support it? You know what I mean? So I just thought this was just great. The way that he articulated it. And, like I said, I can appreciate it because, like I said, me being married now over 6 years, matter of fact, being with my wife now over 11 years, I can definitely see even more benefit now that we've made it to this stage. I'm looking at the different stages, being together 5 years, being together 10 years. You look back and reflect, in those cycles and those segments, and you look at the growth, you look at the ups and the downs, and making it through all of that, right? Because it hasn't been easy. No relationship, even if you're single and you maybe just dating, that's not even easy. But when you in marriage, it just means more to make it through on the other side. And that somebody's there with you, and need your support. Like he said, man, the woman that he's with, when he was selling CDs, she there burning, his CDs for him. That lets you know she down, man. She see the vision, right? When COVID happened, hey, he ain't had no money. What happened? She like, baby, I got you. Don't worry about it. We in this together, right? The world shut down, but I'm here with you. So it's just so important to be able to find that person who is your person, And again, it's not easy. You do have to vet as a man. You do need to ask the right questions. You do need to give it time because I'm not trying to rush anybody. I would say if any man looking to get married, don't wait more than like in between. I would say your minimum you really need to wait. In my opinion, is you need to wait 3 years at least. At least 3 years before you marry somebody. Now, hey, again, I may get some hate in the comments about that, but that's just my personal opinion. And I wouldn't wait longer than 5 years because that just give you enough time to really get to know somebody personally, their family, get to see them outside of just the dating arrangements. Really get to see their habits, them really get to know you. So I think there's a lot of benefit in waiting that long because it takes time, man. We all have life to live, right? You can't be with somebody every single day when you're not married. So that's my opinion. But I thought the video was great on him telling the benefits of marriage being a flex. It just is, especially when you got the right one with you. It just definitely the flex. You get, like I said, you get way more respect, especially on the man side. On the female side, it's funny because my wife has a beautiful ring that I actually put together. It wasn't one, and nothing wrong with just grabbing a set that's already pre-made, but I actually put her ring together. And she constantly get compliments on it. Constantly. And she loves it. She's absolutely in love with her ring because it's really everything that she wanted. And, it's not the most expensive ring. I definitely dropped a little bag on it, but you know, I just tell her, like, when dudes see that ring, they're like, oh, either I don't know if I can afford her. You know what I'm saying? Because I always wanted to get her a good ring just to kind of, you know, shoo off the haters, man, and the guys who think they might can approach, right? So I'm like, I'm always there, you know, so, but anyway, jokingly, I thought the video had a lot of great value in it. If you did hit that like, if you thought so as well, hit that like button, subscribe, and you know, share this video off for anybody who may need to hear this message, man, about how marriage is a flex and how you can get, you know, have a lot of great value by being married. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Much love. Peace.